Live. It's Stars Over the Prairie with 8-time Minnesota Music Award-winning songwriter, musician, author, and historian, Paul Metsa. Check out previous show podcasts at KDAL610.com. Now, here's Paul Metsa.
Oi pane Swami sinuin mä, sai sana kultainen. Iltaksi ei tukkulha, ei vettä rantaa rakkaampaa, kuin kotimaat häpojoinen. Mä kuolisin siihen. Iltaksi ei tukkulha, ei vettä rantaa rakkaampaa, kuin kotimaat häpojoinen. Mä kuolisin siihen.
That was the Finnish national anthem sung by our first guest when we started the show, Mr. Steve Sokola, and we're playing it in honor of FinFest, which is the 3-day event taking place. I think it started 4 days, started on Thursday, and it's going on today and tomorrow at the deck here in Duluth. And we have a Finlander on the spot who's going to give us kind of the lay of the land, a man that I've gotten to know in a little bit since I moved to the Twin Ports, and a big fan of his work. He's a doctor and all-around good community guy. Dr. Arnie Vainio. Arnie, how are you this morning?
I'm good. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Paul Metsa fans, which my wife Ivy and I are two of.
Oh, well, I love that. Well, Ivy is so lovely, and of course we have another connection. Your younger brother, Scott, he's a very talented man and helps me around the house because I have absolutely no mechanical skills.
Yeah, he helps a lot of people. He's a good guy.
He's a great guy, and good friends with John and Ward and Lori Hatton, two of my oldest Duluth friends. After we speak with Arnie, we've got
Jeffrey Engel. Look at him right there.
What? What was that?
Oh, that was Justin Newton just went by.
Oh, okay, good. We've had him on the show. Another good Finlander with Cedar and Stone Sauna. And then after this, we've got Sonny Earl, who I've been playing music with for 27 years. He and I opened up for Shemekia Copeland last night at the West Theater, and we just had a ball. So Sonny's sticking around. He's got another gig tonight, but we're going to play a little live music for you. So, Arnie, tell us about, my sister does FinFest. I've never done it. What goes on with these crazy Finns? There's a lot of activity, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. It's been going on since 1982, so it gets hosted in different cities across the country, and it's a 5-year run in Duluth. So this is the third of 5 years. So it's been going for 42 or 43 years.
Wow.
And and I've been to it in Tucson, Portland, Duluth in 2008 was the first time we went to it. And that got me kickstarted my Finnish side again.
Right.
And it was always there, kind of smoldering, but it really took off in 2008.
Well, let's talk, Arnie, a little bit about your Finnish background. Where your family and forebears came from.
So my grandparents came from Finland in 1903 and 1909 or so. My grandmother came, and my grandfather settled up in Chisholm, north of Chisholm in Sturgeon, and then my grandmother answered an ad to be a housekeeper in 1909, and they ended up married and had kids and grandkids, it turned out. So wow. I'm one of them.
Have you been to Finland yourself?
We went to Finland in 2010 and again in 2019. So, and actually FinFest in 2008 in Duluth, I was on a panel for Finnish and Abe Indian culture as part of some of the presentations, and that got written up in the Finnish American Reporter and then that got translated into Finnish, and it was in the Helsinki Sanomat, and Rauli Virtanen, who is a war correspondent and international correspondent on the level of Walter Cronkite.
Wow.
Here, read that, flew to New York, spent 3 days with us, came to Minnesota, spent 3 days with us, and did this 9-minute segment in Finnish television. And in that, I said we probably had family in Finland, and I was looking for them, or hoping to find them. And right away, that aired, and right away we started getting emails, and most of the emails were, we're not related, but when you come to Finland, you stay with us. And people were so generous. And then a 17-year-old sent my wife an email saying his grandmother knew my family and named all my brothers and sisters and my mom, and we flew there and ended up meeting family, and we're connected. We have family in Finland.
You know, you and I think we spoke about this once, that originally before my great-grandfather came over from Ilatornio, which is northern Finland, the name was Metsa Vainio, like your last name. And, of course, and they chopped it off at Ellis Island. But, those Finns have a very dry sense of humor, but they're quick, Arnie. And so I was at a party, I'm guessing 30 years ago, my hometown of Virginia, Minnesota, and there was a man visiting from Finland. And I always knew that Metsa... occasionally when I see what's up with myself, I've Googled to see if I've got any good reviews or bad reviews. Eventually, if you Google Metsa, you will get to wood factories in Finland, because Metsa means woods or forest. And so I was talking to this Finnish guy, and I said, well, I want to know. He said, your name means woods or forest. I said, I know that, but it originally was Metsa Vainio. I said, what does that mean? And without skipping a beat, Arnie says, that means lost in the woods. But it means, I think the real, my sister said, it means meadow in a forest. It's Metsa Vainio. But anyway, so there is still Metsa Vainios over there. In fact, there's a famous, I believe he's like an astrophysicist.
Wow.
Won a Nobel, and his name is Metsa Vainio. But
even better.
Yeah, even better. So when you, growing up, did you have all the Finnish customs, kalamoika and biscuit and all that great Finnish food?
We did. My grandmother was constantly cooking, and she, as one of the wedding gifts when she got married to my grandfather, was he carried a cast iron cook stove in 3 trips on his back.
Wow!
From Chisholm on cow trails, so 17 miles.
Wow! And
that thing was going summer, winter. It was hot in her kitchen all the time, and she was always baking bread.
Yeah.
And she always had a kettle of soup or something on the stove. And when Thanksgiving, she cooked a turkey. She would get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and start cooking that turkey.
Wow.
And and then they had saunas on Saturdays, and neighbors would come and visit, and she would have a big kettle of kalamoika or moika beef stew on the stove, and people would come and take a sauna and have dinner and visit. And she made bread and pula and when we were in coffee, Finn and coffee go together.
Oh, absolutely. We started drinking coffee when we were about 6 years old.
Yeah, I was probably 4, 5, 6 years old, and mostly it was milk in a saucer with some. It was the only place we ever got sugar cubes.
Right.
We were poor, and a sugar cube was like a diamond.
Right.
And you only got one of them, but we'd put that in the saucer. She'd pour a little bit of coffee and mostly milk, and we'd sit with the adults and have bread and butter and sausage and cheese and coffee.
My Aunt Eva used to put the coffee in the saucer and then put the sugar cube in her mouth and drink it that way. My Auntie Ellen and my grandma Elna, my dad's mom, and Aunt Eva, they all made great biscuit. And it was always the running argument, who had the best biscuit, who had who was the favorite this week. But I was just talking to my sister Jackie a couple weeks about it, and I think we agreed that Eva, who lived on the Metsa homestead, she was never got married, and she lived there till the end of her life, till she moved into a nursing home. We decided she had the best because she had the wood stove and did all her cooking on the wood stove till she was in her 80s. You know, getting the wood and doing that strong sisu. Explain, Arnie Vinio, sisu to those that aren't Finnish.
Sisu is courage and resilience in the face of overwhelming odds and danger, and it's just toughness.
Yes.
And Finns have it. I have a friend, Steve Lepala, that you should interview at some point, and he's got more sisu than any two people put together.
Yes. Well, I met Steve for the first time when we had a little that barbecue last week.
Yeah.
I was sitting next to him. Yeah, and you look at, because Scotty, your brother, was telling me about Lepala. I guess we had met years ago, and when I went to look to see if I remembered him on his Facebook page, I go, boy, if that guy is not the face of Finland, I don't know who is, man. That guy is Finnish to his core. But
yeah, he's 110% Finnish. He sent in a cheek swab, and he hasn't told me the paperwork yet, but he says he will. And by the way, that barbecue last week, when you and John Ward and Lori Hatton did Summertime? No.
Yeah, Lori and I did Summertime.
Yeah, that was, and Lori was singing. That was so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm so always impressed and amazed with. I was so impressed. One of my cousins, I'm at FinFest, and one of my cousins just came down the hallway. So, but that was so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You know, it's music as a language. You know, Finnish language and customs, and they have sessions here on teaching Finnish language. But you know, I just wanted to say that music is a language, and to see, you know, musicians that just have that in their blood to sit down and speak that language and play, and it sounds so beautiful together without practicing, and it's just it's a touching thing to see, and that one got me right to my core for some reason.
Oh well, it's you know, I dedicated my life to it, and it's so fun. Like Sonny Earl, who's going to be playing with me here in a little bit. You know, we've been playing together for 27 years, and we don't. A lot of times, we don't even get a set list. We just show, like last night. I don't even think, Sonny, did we even have a set list last night?
Oh, I wanted to do one, and you were like, no, let's just wing it. So that was cool. It worked out good.
Hey, Arnie, one more question before I let you go, because I know you've got a lot to do there. What is, you've got that, you know, it sounds like tell us about the Findians, because you're really a Findian.
Yeah, so I'm Ojibwe and Finnish, and so Findian is a name that gets used. Finnish-Anabe is the one that I actually prefer, but it's a common combination in Minnesota and Michigan and Wisconsin. It's not rare to find people that are Finnish and Ojibwe, and they understood each other. Finns came late from Finland, and they were kind of ostracized and kept out of good jobs, and people didn't want them necessarily. And Ojibwe people, Native people, were always treated that way.
Right.
And so they gravitated towards each other and understood each other. And you know, I always, when people say I'm half Finnish and half Ojibwe, I'm all trying to decide which half. And, you know, I'm Ojibwe all the time, and I'm Finnish all the time.
Right.
And you know, the sisu that people talk about, and the love for community that's in most cultures. I was in a writing session this morning, and just realizing the history that comes from both sides, and that's in me.
Right.
And the way Finns took care of each other, and the way is the same way that that Ojibwe people take care of each other in community, and it's so good to be part of both sides and to see Finns here at FinFest that I haven't seen since last year, and people who recognize me from other things. It's just, it's touching, and it's good. It's warm, and it's human and beautiful.
Well, that's a beautiful combination. You know, Arnie, you and I have got to get to know each other a little better. I read Mark Munger sent me the piece that was recently published in the Finnish American newspaper. So I learned a little bit about your history, but I want to learn it more right from you. And I look forward to becoming better friends with you and your lovely wife, Ivy. And I want to. You keep, next time I see you, got to give me a rundown. I might try to make, is FinFest going on tomorrow as well?
It is.
Great. I'm going to try to make tomorrow. And, but thank you so much for your time, Arnie, and have a beautiful day. Kiitos.
Kiitos.
All right. That was, Dr. Arnie Vainio. He's at FinFest. We're going to listen to, some folks that help keep the show on the air, and then we've got the great Sonny Earl harmonica legend with us. We're going to be playing some blues and more for you in just a little bit here on Stars Over the Prairie.
Gray Wolf Lodge, located on gorgeous Pelican Lake in beautiful Orr, is the great getaway in northern Minnesota. Featuring affordable, modernized cabins that rent by the week or even a few days, Gray Wolf Lodge is your place to treat the family or just yourself for a relaxing time away from it all. With great fishing, yoga classes, massage, boat rentals, a sandy beach, a common gathering area with a fire pit, and the gorgeous and rustic Gray Wolf Lodge, hosts John and Carol have thought of everything for your unforgettable stay. Give them a call at 1-800-840-9653 or go to graywolflodge.com to see all that they have to offer. Gray Wolf Lodge, your home away from home in the North Woods.
I'm Sydney, and I had Z LASIK at Weiss Eye Center. Oh man, camping and like being able to look up at the stars or like wake up to the stars or wake up to the sun and not have to kind of fumble around to see where my glasses are. So I'm looking forward to that eventually. It's like getting out and enjoying nature with sort of no barrier. Oh, the staff were really great. Yeah, it was really, always felt pretty taken care of and very friendly staff, and they were answering my questions even if they were like really, really trivial. It's something that you gotta have like a bit of trust in this doctor.
Weiss Eye Center is the only clinic to offer blade-free Z LASIK in the Northland. To find out more and to arrange your free consultation, call 218-625-1917 today or visit weisseyecenter.com for more information. Weiss Eye Center. See the best.
You're listening to Stars Over the Prairie with Paul Metsa right here on KDAL.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is a smoky day, Chris. Isn't it driving you nuts?
Yeah, and it says now, the signs on the interstate, they say plan less trips.
Yeah.
So for people that have trouble breathing and everything, they recommend face masks right now.
Yeah.
And also try and plan your day inside. A lot of people have air purifiers and things like that. They're recommending that for those of you that have trouble breathing and everything. But otherwise, look at the smoke everywhere, and it looks like we're getting fog all the time.
Somebody told me yesterday that Minneapolis yesterday was the third most polluted city in America.
Because of the smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, Sonny stayed at my house last night after our great gig at the West Theater. God, we had fun. And we're driving here, and then there was this guy about 3 cars in front of me that had just black exhaust smoke. I mean, it was like just insult to injury.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm very excited for the first time on Stars Over the Prairie, a man I've been playing with since 1999?
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. The great Sonny Earl. Sonny, how are you this morning?
Good, Paul. After, 14 years, I get to be on your show finally.
Yeah, right. That's right. 14 years of my Minneapolis show, the Wall of Power Radio Hour. And funny I never snuck you out of that one.
No.
I must have been mad at
His
you.
His bribe must have been too low.
But anyway, Sonny, you played great last night. I mean, I think we both played great, but I hadn't heard you play in a while. And but you're playing with a few bands down in Minneapolis. You're kind of cheating on me, actually.
Well, I don't know, Paul. You dumped me. You dumped Minneapolis for Duluth. So I had to do what I got to do. No, I appreciate you actually threw some names of some people out for me that I could start playing with once you left. And I think it was Jerry Maynard of Greasy Gravy contacted you looking for my contact.
Oh, that's right.
Because I'm not really on Facebook.
So I have only myself to blame.
Yeah. No, I appreciate the the connection. And so Greasy Gravy, they've been playing for, 20, 30 years or something like that. And they went through some various harp players. Curtis Blake played for them. And Steve Vandahar. And then, Boom Boom Vandahar retired, so they needed a harp player. They called me. And so I've been playing with those guys. We're going to play tonight at 9 o'clock at Charlie's Party at Dual Citizens Brewery in St. Paul, Minnesota. The thing's going on all day. It starts at 11, goes till 10 o'clock at night. We got the 9 to 10 o'clock show. And then I started the Sonny Earl Band. And so we play, I got Bill Pelletier, who plays with Lamont Cranston, and Scott Graves, who you know. Scott
Scotty's great.
I think you called him the nicest guy in the blues.
He really is.
Yeah. And
a multi-instrumentalist.
Scott plays.
Yeah.
Keyboard. I got a funny story, actually.
Yeah, tell it.
So I had Jeremy coming to play bass.
Jeremy Johnson.
Jeremy Johnson, yeah. I had him coming to play bass. And I didn't have Jeremy. I hired Scott to come and play guitar, right? Because I used to go see him playing with Big Walter and the Groove Merchants, and I'd admire his playing, and now I'm like, he's playing with me. I think this is awesome. And he shows up with a keyboard, with a piano.
Right.
Like, where's your guitar? He goes, I thought you hired me to play keyboard. So he played keyboard for probably 6 months. He was playing keyboard, and then Jeremy got sick and he couldn't play guitar, so I had to scramble. Jeremy calls me up before a gig the same day. He says, I can't make it tonight. So somebody says, well, have Scott play guitar. And, I'll play this. We all switched around. And Scott played guitar. And I told him, Scott, we won't be needing your keyboard anymore. He's been playing guitar. But, we do some blues and some covers. And it's we got a Mark Vogler plays cajon. So a cajon is a sit-down instrument.
We've had the cajon. But wasn't it Chris? Didn't we have, when we had Whiskey River and they had a cajon?
They did, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's a unique thing. People aren't used to it. It's fun to give different, when you and I play in a duo, and then I play in, Greasy Gravy, which is a bigger sound, it's loud, heavy blues type thing, rockin', and the Sonny Earl Band's kind of a mix of the two. It's a softer, with the cajon, you can kind of give a different sound, and sometimes, if you're playing a 3-4 hour set and you got loud drums and loud everything. It's kind of nice to play a little more,
take it down a little bit.
Yeah,
plus, if you mic it right, it really can fill in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. And this guy mics, I don't know how many microphones he's got on for his one cajon, but it works out good. It's a lot of fun. I think that I'm like, to be able to play music and like a previous guest had mentioned, that he was kind of maybe jealous or respected the fact that other people get to play music, and I really consider myself the luckiest guy in the world to be able to go out and play music, and it's just so fun. And it's awesome.
Well, you've gotten back when you used to call yourself Bob Wilson, which is the whitest, blandest blues name in the history of blues names. Before you grew into Sonny Earl, I like to think that I was one of the guys that helped push you into that, really, seriously though, pushing you out front and really taking hold with that harmonica. And you had just had the great honor of doing a benefit for the great Pat Hayes. That everybody thinks is actually Lamont Cranston. That was the band that Pat led for years and years and years. And he's recovering now. Hopefully he'll be able to play again. But you guys raised some money. But you had the honor of playing E-Jam. Do you have a harp? Can you play that riff?
Oh, yeah.
Because I know Pat Hayes was a influence on every harmonica player in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was, one of my, harmonica heroes, not just, locally, but internationally. And I stole a bunch of licks from Pat. So I'll tell you, it's kind of funny how I got to play this show. We were playing. There's two benefits. There's a benefit in St. Paul at the Blues Club, the Wilebskis, right? And that Pat was supposed to play. He had the stroke and couldn't make it. So other guys played and they raised some money. It was kind of the pre fundraiser for the big fundraiser. And I had mentioned I was standing by Rico, Pat's manager, and I said, God, I'd pay $500 to play E-Jam right now, right? Because I can play that song. I grew up playing that song. In fact, I tell people I've been playing it longer than Pat Hayes, which is not true because Pat wrote the song.
Right.
But I was younger than Pat Hayes I started playing it younger than when Pat started playing.
Right.
Him. But apparently, I think it got back to you. Then Rico, I think, contacted you to I heard about, I said I'd pay $500. And so sure enough, they said, all right, give us $500. He didn't say that. They never really asked for the $500, but it worked out great. I got to play that song, which is really a dream come true for me, to play that song with that band with that venue. It was at the Medina. And I ended up purchasing a beautiful chalk drawing of Pat up on stage, which I have now displayed in my main trophy area of music memorabilia. And so I paid $500 for the chalk drawing, and it was best $500 I ever spent.
Well, let's hear a little bit of that riff. That's great.
He's okay.
When did you start playing, Sonny?
I think I played. I played "Oh Susanna" at the country-themed musical student choir for the that the first or second graders put on for their parents, and I opened the show, Paul, with "Oh Susanna." I bet you I could still play it.
Let's try.
Apparently I was better in first grade because I just screwed it up.
Nice job. What grade would you give him there, Chris?
Maybe like a D or something.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, once it got going, I think the grade raised. I'm kidding with you. That was awesome to hear that. I think what happens when you get older is instead of just playing it straight, you add a little bit of flair to it.
Yeah.
And I think you've done a lot of that. Adding a lot of flair to that one.
I have not played that song for 50 years or something.
It sounded just fine. We're going to do a little Bob Dylan song because we are 237 somersaults down the hill from Bob Dylan's childhood home here in Duluth, the Zenith City, by the Unsalted Sea. And so this one Sonny and I have been doing for a couple of years. I've just switched over here. I got my guitar. We're going to be doing a little more of this in the weeks and months to come, Chris. So this will be a good little closer.
Just point the mic up a little bit towards your mouth.
It'll
get plenty of your guitar, believe me.
Okay, great. How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. I'll start it off, Sonny.
Ain't no use sitting wonder why, babe, if you don't know by now. Ain't no use sitting wonder why, never do somehow. When the rooster crows at the break dawn, look out your window and I'll be gone. You're the reason that I'm traveling home. Don't think twice, it's alright. Ain't no use turning on your light, babe. Light I never know. Ain't no use turning on your light, babe. I'm on the dark side of the road, looking at the thing that you treated me unkind. Could have done better, but I don't mind. You just kept on wasting my time. Don't think twice, it's alright.
Play that harp, brother.
Ain't no use calling out my name, babe, like you never done before. Ain't no use in calling out my name, babe. I can't hear no more. I'm a thinking and a wondering, walking down the road. Once had a child I'm told. Gave her my love, but she won my soul. Don't think twice, it's alright, take a walk, man. So long, pretty babe, where I'm bound I can't tell. Goodbye's just too good a book. I'll say fairly well. I'm just trying to treat them kind, could have done better, but I don't mind. You just kept on wasting my time. Don't think twice. Don't think twice. Don't think twice. It's all right.
Little Bobby Dial in there, and that was Sonny Earl singing and playing that great harmonica.
Oh, I love doing that song, Paul.
Yeah, that's a beautiful song. Beautiful song. Christopher, do we need to hear from any of our sponsors?
Take one more break, and then we'll be back, and you guys can do whatever you want till the end of the hour.
That is beautiful. We got Sonny Earl in the studio. Good to see my old friend, one of my best friends.
I'm Zach, and I had Z-LASIK at Weiss Eye Center. I was sick of wearing glasses. I've had glasses since third grade. Dealing with the nuisance of glasses has kind of reached that point of I just need to get LASIK. I was a little nervous, but knowing now what that process all entailed, I wouldn't have been nervous if I knew. Everybody's really nice here. Not a bad thing to say about anybody. Everybody's happy, and everybody here's nice. And I mean, it's day one post-op, and I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Weiss Eye Center is the only clinic to offer blade-free Z-LASIK in the Northland. To find out more and to arrange your free consultation, call 218-625-1917 today or visit weisseyecenter.com for more information. Weiss Eye Center. See the best.
Rocky Wall Entertainment is thrilled to announce 6 exclusive Rocky Wall benefit house concerts featuring nationally renowned musicians in a one-of-a-kind, intimate North Country log lodge setting. We will have 6 shows this summer, and the bands generously donate their time and talent to perform these house concerts to help Rocky Wall Entertainment raise funds to fund the free Music in the Park concert series. More information and tickets available at rockywallentertainment.org/events/house concerts.
It stars Over the Prairie with 8-time Minnesota Music Award winner Paul Metsa.
All right, welcome back to Stars Over the Prairie. This is Paul Metsa, your host. And
I think that was the first time that you've ever played on your own show.
I believe so.
Played live.
I believe so.
Yeah.
And I really am enjoying doing that.
Wow.
I hope people are enjoying listening to it. Because I play every Friday at Carmony's Irish Pub from 5:30 to 7:30, and I've got 2 lovely women that sing with me, Macy Orr and Oliver Jane. We call them the Tilt Town Titanettes. And, of course, no place cooler than Carmony's Irish Pub at 308 East Superior Street. So you can hear some more of that. And 2, we just heard an ad for the great music series Up in Silver Bay that my good buddy Nelson French puts on. I believe the new Prims played outdoors last night, and they do a private show, a fundraiser for Music in the Park up there in Silver Bay. We had Stan Kipper on last week. I believe next weekend they've got Martin Zeller and the Hardaways, and Martin, of course, was with the Gear Daddies forever, and they still play every now and then. So check that out. Then they've got, just go to rockywallentertainment.org to catch the lineup. Hopefully we'll have Chris Mulkey and Scarlett Rivera in studio. They're ending their music series, I think, the first part of September. But maybe we can talk to my buddy Chris and my friend Scarlett to come in and play live on Stars Over the Prairie. But we've got Sonny Earl. Sonny, when did you get interested in the harmonica?
Well, my sister, my oldest sister, Vicky, she had a boyfriend who, Jim Hainsey, his name is. Jim, if you're out there. He played drums and he played harmonica. And he'd come by and play harmonica, and I thought it sounded cool. And, you know, I begged my mom to go up to Schmidt Music Store in Brooklyn Center to get me a harmonica. And she didn't do it, so I kept on begging her. And you know how kids can be. I was that kid who said, come on, no, we'll get it. So I whined. Finally, she brought me up, got a harmonica, and played it for a while, then quit. Then he'd come around, I'd start playing again. You know how that is with musical instruments when you learn it.
And how old, what age were you now?
You know, I was probably, very young, early elementary school.
Okay.
Yeah, and then maybe around fourth grade or so, I suppose, my uncle, Dennis, who at the time lived in Chicago, he lives in Minneapolis now in Edina, he got me to Zaire Shopper City, and they had a little music.
Zaire Shopper City, man. You are dating yourself, dude.
Yeah. So went in there, and he bought me a Paul Butterfield album. And I played that Paul Butterfield album over and over and over until I wore it out. And that's where I learned how to play, basically, is listening to Paul Butterfield play. And then listen, and Sonny Terry, played a lot of Sonny Terry, read, Paul, you and I both have got a lot of background listening to Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee.
Oh, yeah, that was, I learned how to play acoustic blues guitar by listening religiously to the great Brownie McGee.
We probably wouldn't be playing together if it weren't for Sonny and Brownie.
We
I
wouldn't,
imagine. No. This, as the story goes, I at some point I had a gig at Gabby's Bar in Northeast Minneapolis, and I was learning how to play guitar at the time, and my guitar instructor and I were going to do this happy hour show on Fridays, and so I was all set, ready to play happy hour Friday, and my guitar instructor called me up and said, "Look, it's too much stress. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it." And so I canceled the gig. No big deal. And then I started thinking, well, wait a minute. He's not the only guitar player in the world. Who's out there? And Paul had come out and seen you a bunch of times. I was a Paul Metsa fan. Never met you or anything, but I'd go out and see you at the Caboose and the Union and stuff like that. And somebody, I said, is Paul Metsa? Is he still around? And I was told
still alive.
I was told you're in New York. And I asked. Somebody said, yeah, I saw he's playing at Nyes, and so I grabbed the City Pages, which is the Bible for who's playing where when. If you want to go see live music, so I grabbed that and I called up Nyes Bar because I saw you were playing there on a Thursday. Was it Wednesday, Thursday?
Yeah, well, I started playing Sundays. The deal was, I walked in. I played when I moved back from New York. I played every joint in town, and except Nyes, and they had just never had music other than polka on that stage, on what we called the dark side. On the other side of where the supper club was. So I said, hey, give me a Sunday nights, 9 to midnight, $100, a martini, and a prime rib sandwich in 6 weeks. And if I can't get a crowd for you, won't shake hands and part as friends. I ended up playing there 3 nights a week and for about 3.5 years. And those pay stubs was how I bought my house.
Yeah,
beautiful. The house that Nyes built.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So anyway,
you're playing at Nyes, and I call up Nyes, and it was kind of embarrassing because I'd never met you, and I was going to call you to ask if you want to do this happy hour gig, and I said, "Is Paul Metsa there?" And the bartender says, "Well, call back in 10 minutes. He's playing right now." So I called back in 10 minutes, and at that time there's no wireless phones, there was no cordless phone, so I had the phone with a really long cord, and so I strung it downstairs because it was embarrassing. I didn't really want my wife to hear I'm randomly calling you guy. And so she, of course, comes down to do the laundry right when I'm asking the bartender.
Your lovely wife, Lisa. I love her to death.
Yeah, so she comes. She overhears me asking for Paul Metsa. I still remember. She goes, "Paul Metsa? Why you call him Paul Metsa? He's not going to play with you." Which I thought, yeah, what the hell? You're probably right. So it was a miscommunication. You got on the phone and you said, "Yeah, that sounds really interesting. I told you about the gig. It paid well. It's close to your house. Good hours.
10 blocks away."
Yeah. So you said, "Well, you gave me your phone number. Let's work out the details." I called you the next day, and you answered the phone, and you said, "Okay, what days do you play, and what days do I play?" And I go, "No, there's been a miscommunication. I need a guitar player." And there was a pause, which I've come to learn as the Paul Metsa eye roll. Chris, do you have any experience with the Paul Metsa eye roll?
Yeah, I call it's a coda. I don't know if you know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know what? We have to vent about this a little bit, I think.
It's a reoccurring pause, so there's a coda in there. Yeah.
So I didn't see it, but I felt it through the phone. Paul says, all right, what day do we start? I said, June 16th. We start at 6 o'clock. And he says, I'll see you there. And Paul says, I said, well, hold on. You got a bunch of people coming to this thing. We got to get together, learn some songs or something. So Paul said, all right, come on over to my house. He gave me 10 minutes, or he gave me come over the next day. I show up at his house. Paul's not there. I do have my guitar because I'm going to play backup guitar for Paul. Paul, do you want to take up the story there? Or?
Yeah, so Sonny, when I came home, he was speaking with my roommate who had all his family photos out of the shoebox, the great Tony TV, may rest in peace. And so we went down to my studio, the Tony used to call the studio, in the basement, and God bless Phil Collins. And Chris, you'll love this. So Sonny takes out this guitar, and I swear to God, he was carrying it like you carry a pizza, right? And I just knew he didn't know how to play. So he fingers an E chord, and he plays this much. He goes, I go, we won't be needing that. I don't even give him a full chord. Anyway, so I said, but let's play that harmonica. I said, you know any Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee? He goes, like, no, all those songs. So we started to play some Sonny and Brownie and been playing together ever since. We just got not a long time left. Let's play a little song that you and I wrote.
Well, I was thinking we should do the Sonny and Terry Brownie McGee song. What do you think about White Boys?
What key?
Key of, we can do it in E. Because that's kind of our trademark. That's kind of our trademark song.
Yeah? All right. You ready?
Got your 16 guitar, got my old blues heart. Try to sing like muddy water, yeah, play like lightning sound. Since I heard you picking, I've been feeling mean and confused. You got me chained in my headphones. I'm a white boy lost in the blue. Got your 16 gifts, got my old blues heart. Try to sing like muddy waters, play like lightning sound. Since I heard you cooking, I've been feeling mean and confused. Got me chained to my headphones. I'm a wild boy lost in the blue.
Play that harp.
Got my home on a hillside, got both feet in the cold. Got my lover woman, got the blues in my soul. Yeah, you got me chained to my left phone. I'm a white boy lost in the blue.
Yay to Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee.
Yeah. All right.
So what is we got to get you up here more often, man. We're doing, of course, you and I are playing. We got the big 50th anniversary of Cats Under the Stars at Moe's in Mounds View, August 17th. A fun little club that my buddy Jeff Ritko runs. And so you're going to be playing with the Cats there, and then you're going to be joining us at the Parkway Theater on December 28th. But we got to figure out, and then Paul Metsa's birthday party, November 2nd at the Astor Music Cafe, Sunday night. It's going to be a benefit for my other radio station, AM 950, so we're looking forward to that. So anyway, we sure enjoy being on the air here in the big KKDAL.
Speaking of birthdays.
Huh?
Speaking of birthdays. So Mike's birthday?
Mike Goebel.
Yeah.
When's his birthday?
Well,
let's wish him a happy retirement.
Whatever it is, happy retirement for sure.
Yeah, I have no idea when Gilbert's birthday is. But, happy retirement. Mike Goebel does all our artwork on all of our posters and our records. He was the head designer for Dairy Queen, and he walked in and did his last job on Thursday, and I think he and his wife are traveling around enjoying retirement. So, Michael, we love you dearly, and happy retirement. If you've got any business out there that you want to promote or an event, we've got really reasonable advertising rates here on Stars Over the Prairie, and we'll get the word out to a very committed audience. Just get a hold of me, my personal email at paul@paulmetsa.com. We've got some great shows coming up here, and we're looking forward to keeping this train a-rolling. Sonny, why don't you just play, what do you want to, let's just play out.
Why don't we play out Train from Montana?
Great. What key is that?
Let's do it in Dog, D.
That sounds great. Here's one Sonny and I wrote. And we'd like to thank my wingman, Chris Allen, there for manning the board. So we're going to play this one out to the break. Sonny here with Paul Metsa, Train from Montana.
On a train from Montana on